Unsyndicated presents Off the Air with Sean Baligian.
What is up? Glad you could join us Sunday night. He's Blake, of course, coming to you from 760 WJR Mitch Album Show and Sports Wrap. I am Sean. Calm before the storm, because guess what? In 24 hours, we're going to be watching Game 7 in what could be the craziest Stanley Cup final that I can ever recall. And you know me, I got that Rain Man type memory and stuff. I got nothing. I don't know how to compare this to anything. This is something entirely brand new. It's been a heck of a lot of fun, and Blake, it's not done yet.
I know. One of us said Edmonton in 7.
Did you really? Did you say that at the beginning? Did you?
Oh, do you want to see the clip?
Oh boy, here we go.
I have the clip ready. If you'd like,
yes.
You like to see
God,
it?
by all means.
All right, here it is. You didn't even ask me who I'm picking, by the way.
Go ahead.
No, it's just,
I didn't know that I had to ask. Blake,
I asked you. I asked you because you're my friend
and
I love you.
Show. You talk. You say that in a conversation. Hello, Blake. Who are you taking in this series?
No, I don't even want to tell you. I'm taking Edmonton in 7.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that despite me and be a dick, or do you really
kind
feel
of
that way?
Kind of, but I really want, like, I've been saying it, I think, for the last couple of rounds. I know I've said it on here with you. Like, I want McDavid to win one. I really do. And I think this might be his best chance. I mean, getting there is half the battle, and now he's there. So, and there it is.
I don't know how convincing that was. I got to be honest with you, because I sensed there was some dick in there. I do. I just got to be honest.
For me, no, never.
Nah, a little bit. Hey, dude,
Never.
You know what? I mean, seriously, all jokes aside, props to them. All the mistakes that they were making in the first few games, and all the times that we called out, in particular, Darnell Nurse. Remember, we were talking about Darnell Nurse potentially having the worst plus-minus in a playoff year ever. He was right there with Paul Reinhart from 1982. Ceci was a disaster. You know, Skinner was giving up that soft serve here and there. They eliminated all that stuff. They got that speed going. They negated Florida's tenacious forecheck. And you know what's funny? I know the simplistic thing is to make it all about the goaltenders, okay? And, bad Bob. Has Bob been awful? I don't think he's been awful. I just think Edmonton's been on top of them, and that's, you got to give them full marks, man. It's been a crazy, crazy series, and I can't wait for Game 7 tomorrow night.
And Connor McDavid has played like the superstar he is on both ends of the ice.
He has answered the bell 100%. And anybody that had questions about him, I think those questions really, truly have to go away. They have to go away now, because he is, I think, Blake, regardless of what happens last night, and we said this before Game 5, if Edmonton found a way to win Game 5, I think Connor McDavid had the Conn Smythe. When they won Game 5, to me, it was Connor McDavid's to lose, and then he upped it. He upped the ante. I'd be stunned if Connor McDavid didn't win the Conn Smythe. I would.
Even if they lose?
Yes.
Wow.
I even thought if Florida won in 6, if Florida went back and knocked off Edmonton in Game 6, I thought it was Connor McDavid's. His playoff has been that much, and especially to raise it the way he has the last week is insane. It really is, and you have to give him full marks for that. So,
and who's the last player to win it on a losing team?
You have to go back to 2003 when Jean-Sébastien Giguère did it for Devils. Crozier did it in 66 when they lost the Habs, and then let's see, Glenn Hall in 68, and then Reg Leach in 76, and then Ronnie Hextall in 87, and then J.S. Jaguar in 2003. So, you've only had one non-goaltender do it, and that was, Leach's incredible year where, and remember this, they were swept by the Habs in that final in 76. And the guy still won the Conn Smythe. Because that's, seriously, how big that playoff was. So it'll be fun. And what's interesting about it to me, Blake, is I think even people that aren't quote unquote hockey elite are like way into this. And that makes me happy as a hockey fan because, we were talking about snobbery last week, right? And yeah, where have you been, Matt Liner? You can't talk about the WNBA.
Yeah.
Well, do you want coverage? Do you want buzz or not? And I'm one of those people that say, come on. Yeah, come enjoy what I openly have said for many years in this business is the greatest sport in the world. I have no problem saying it. So yeah, by that token, yeah, you're all welcome. Come on. Speaking of which, you're welcome to come over my house tomorrow. Well, not physically. Blake, you can. Todd, you can if you want.
I'll be a little busy tomorrow.
I know you're going to be a little busy. Happy anniversary, pal.
Thank you.
But Todd, I think will be behind the scenes for us. We're going to do our last pregame show, 7:15 tomorrow night. Todd, if that works for you, that would be great. And we were even talking, Todd, I haven't thrown this at you yet, but maybe we can go live if you have nothing going on after the second period or something like that. If you have nothing going on, if you have something going off, then tell me to screw off. I have no problem. I can start drinking, right? I got no problem doing that. So I went out and it was one of those things like we were like, we're doing it big. Like we were, I know Mike's getting the firecracker sausage and I got some beef short ribs, got a couple racks of ribs, got some bacon cheeseburger blend, like all blended together. So yeah, do it big, baby. Do it big. Blake, I'm going to say this right now. You would be an idiot and a stubborn old goat if you didn't think that Edmonton has all the momentum right now and they shouldn't conclude this comeback. You aren't paying attention to what has happened over the course of this series. You really are, which means, of course, I'm going to pick Florida. But no, honestly, everything points to the Oilers right now. Everything.
How much do you believe in momentum, though? I mean, because I've heard so many hockey guys say, like, in hockey specifically, momentum isn't a thing. Do you believe in it?
Oh, it is at this point in time.
Okay.
I don't. I mean, you're lying to yourself. You're after three. I think the first couple games you could excuse it and you could say, "Okay, boys, no worry, we're still in control. We got to win one." And it's not. Here comes the old adage. It's not just the fact that Edmonton won. It's the way they won. You know what I mean? I think that's. And Chris says hello, Chris. I think that's a huge factor in this. So in that regard. After game 4, I didn't think anything of it. Okay, great. You won. You took care of home ice. We're going to come home and win the damn cup and, we'll have a parade. Well, the parade should have happened days ago now, right? I mean, that's where we're at. So I'm not putting a lot into it. Hey, listen, Florida can make all the bad mojo go away if they jump out and they can strike first. If they go carry the play and they get that forecheck and they pin Edmonton deep in their zone and all of a sudden Nurse is doing Nurse things and Cece's doing Cece things and, you see Skinner start to shake a little bit. Well, then all of a sudden, what does momentum mean at that point in time? But right now, after the last 3 games and the way that they did it, my goodness gracious.
Who's got more pressure, though?
Is Florida by 2,378 nautical miles. It's not even close.
I feel like there is a lot of pressure on Edmonton now, though, to finish it.
I think I'm a firm believer, and I remember Scotty Bowman saying this. I think when you're at home for a game 7, the pressure's on you automatically
Okay.
because you're supposed to win.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're at home. You're supposed to win. So, already you got that in the back of your head. And now Florida, whether you want to admit it or not, I'm going to say they were all aware that the cup was in the building in Game 5 and in Game 6 and once again in Game 7. They were all aware, and by the way, Game 4, they were all aware that somewhere in the building, the Florida ownership team bought a crap load of liquor and beer and champagne, and were making plans how to tape off the lockers and go have the party of their lifetime. They know that. They're aware of that. They can pretend that they don't think about it. They can pretend that maybe out of the corner of their eye, they don't see that coming through. They can pretend. It's a fun game. Who doesn't love to play pretend? But of course it's real. Absolutely, positively. And I think that's what's interesting about this dynamic right now. Did you see Bill? Nice Cubs lid, Blake.
Bill's being nice to me. I appreciate that, Bill.
I've
had a rough week.
Have you?
Yeah, you saw those pictures.
I know. I
It's
didn't
insane.
look it up because everybody will start like making Blake cracks, and you don't need that in your life right now.
No.
You don't
Got
need
big anniversary tomorrow. Big day.
Isn't that nice? 1 year.
It flew by. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What'd you do for your first anniversary? I'm putting you on the spot. I'm sorry.
No, give me. Oh, you know what I did? True story. True story. One of Kristen's oldest friends got married on our first anniversary. One of my oldest friends got married on our first anniversary, and I had to broadcast a game for the Toledo Rockets. I was doing Rocket football at the time. So as soon as I got done, I had to go stand up in my buddy Joe's wedding, and she had to go stand up in her buddy Shelly's wedding. So that was our first anniversary.
You had a busy day.
Yeah. I literally drove straight from Toledo. I kid you not. I didn't even go home to change. I drove. I had the suit in the back and everything, and I got there in plenty of time. But yeah, it's kind of funny how that goes. Bill said, Sean, how old is your Habs hat? Over under set at 25 years. I think this one's about 20 years. I have one, I kid you not, from 1988.
I was negative 5 years old.
I am saving that for a special occasion. I think you can all figure out what special occasion that is.
Yes.
But that hat has not seen the light of day. You're going to find this really weird in about 31 years. So, to the point where the back of it broke off and I had to use tape and staples.
Do you know exactly where it is, though?
100%.
I love that.
It is hidden from the world because I know there are multiple enemies in this house that would throw that hat away. That is gross. The health department's going to come over. And that's one thing, Blake, I hope you've probably already learned this, but I'm going to go all Don Cherry on you guys. You kids out there, listen. They don't understand the bond between a man and his hat. You keep wearing those hats, kids. They don't get it. When you have that favorite hat that it fits your head so perfectly, they don't get that. You can't explain it. It just is. Why do you wear that hat? You have this brand new hat. It's a nice hat, but this is it's dignified. This is a dignified cap, man.
It's seen some stuff.
This cap has seen some crap. That's exactly it.
Seen some stuff, man. I love
right. Chris said Oilers have the pressure to finish it out. Florida has the pressure of not losing a 3-0 lead and not losing at home. I believe the Florida pressure is greater. Here's another back of their head, though, to Chris's point. Florida knows what everybody's saying. They know what everybody – greatest gag of all time. All the hot take guys are getting ready to throw their little hot takes out there, and, they're bombastic. Is this, the biggest that, et cetera, et cetera. Heck yes, that stuff is real. It's there, and it's something that they're, they've been hearing about it,
Yeah. No, those are the two best words in all of sports. Game 7.
It is.
And you know what helped hockey a lot too, honestly, was the NBA being such a freaking joke of a finals. Like it went by so fast. Like all eyes are on hockey. I mean, because people aren't ready to like dive fully into baseball. Casuals aren't ready to dive into baseball yet. All
You
eyes
know
are on
what?
hockey.
And it is that you couldn't ask for a better script, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
One of their transcendent players is this close to graduating to immortality.
Mm-hmm.
Like honestly, that's the truth of the matter right now. He's this close. Oh, graduation ceremony. He's got his cap and gown.
Legend status.
Seriously, he is.
Yeah.
He could go to immortality. I did Jack Ebling's show in Lansing today, and we talk about who's the player of the week, the team of the week, the play of the week, and I said that assist that he had on Corey Perry's goal, we are going to see that for the next 40 years. Mark my words.
That'll be in a commercial next
Yep.
playoffs.
Yep.
100%.
Mark my words. That is going to be Stanley Cup lore. Him on that power play, navigating through four guys, knifing through the last two, and throwing that pass over on the doorstep to Corey Perry, a goal that any one of us could have scored. My 8-month-old puppy could have knocked that in. And honest to goodness, we are going to see that play forever.
Yeah.
Especially if they win. I mean, we're going to see it regardless. You know that. But my goodness gracious, if they win, oh my gosh, we're going to see it forever. We're going to see it forever. Bill said NBA Finals were borderline unwatchable. McDavid for Finals MVP. He's got the Conn Smythe locked up. Right? No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. He's got the Conn Smythe. Eric said tough series for the Yanks, losing 2 of 3 to the Braves. Braves are a pretty good team. I wouldn't worry about it. Yankees, I think they're all right. I'm going to tell you the same thing that I'm sorry, I've said it for 20 years and I'll continue to say it. Why Brian Cashman doesn't put more of a premium on starting pitching is just unbelievable to me. I don't get it. I mean, I think they're pitching. You could make the argument that it's better in the past. But all the years that Cashman's been at the helm, think about all those, just loaded lineups. And pitching always seems to be the Yankees' Achilles heel. Think about all those series where the Tigers knocked off the Yankees. Why? Tiger pitching dominated them. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. In 06 and 11 and 12, I mean, Tiger pitching took care of business, man. That's the way it was.
Speaking of the Tigers, how'd they do this weekend?
Took 2 or 3 from just a horrifically bad baseball team.
Yeah.
Like
probably the worst in the MLB, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So they lost one though. You got to sweep that series, right?
They did. Not if you're the Tigers. I mean, they scored 11 runs today. That's what every few weeks the Tigers seem to have one of these, wow, look at this. Here's an explosion. And then they'll go the next 6 games and score 6 runs. It's not a good baseball team.
I mean, half of the Mud Hens lineup is players that were in the MLB this year.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, it's nice to, all jokes aside, it's nice that Reese Olson got some, support finally. The kids pitched pretty well. I think surprised a lot of people, but that's a bad base. Do you know what you brought something up. You didn't even know this. I'm going to bring this up to you.
This is what I do for you.
Thank you. You're a nice human. I really like you. Can I talk to you about our friends at All About Catering though?
Of course.
Was at a graduation party last night, by the way. Congratulations to Dom. You planning a graduation party yet? You looking for somebody to take care of you? All About Catering can do that. Whether it's a graduation, wedding, bridal shower, corporate event, anything you need catering for, from 25 to 4,000 people, All About Catering will take care of you. Customer service and satisfaction is their number one goal. Don't sweat your next big event. Just go to allaboutcateringllc.com to see their menus and their 5-star reviews. Call them at 586-731-1398. That's 586-731-1398 to get your event started. Really appreciate Rick and the gang. They can take care of you. Blake, I think one of the dumbest things in sports today, I am so serious when I say this. I think one of the dumbest things in sports today is talking to somebody. I want you to pick a team in the American League right now. Any team off the top of your head. Any team. Just pick a team off the top of your head.
Angels.
Okay, the Angels. By the way, do you know where I'll be in 7 days?
Yeah, you told me.
I'm going to see the Tigers and the Angels, right?
You're going to see Jack, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, but that's part of our
awesome.
thing, keeping our little tradition alive. Okay. Could you imagine an Angel fan right now saying, "Yeah, this hasn't been a good season, but I've seen some signs of improvement." I mean, they're 500 the last 10 games, and they're only 11 back of the wild card. I just think that is such a deceiving thing. Like the Tigers right now. I crap you not. I had a buddy say to me today, for all the ups and downs of the Tigers, they're only 5.5 back. And I'm like, are you kidding me? What? Are you serious? It has become such a bad bit. And for two reasons. Number one, I think the obvious. They've expanded the playoffs. Okay. That's first and foremost. Okay. Number two, my eyes have shown me what the Detroit Tigers are this year. Your eyes have shown you what the Detroit Tigers are this year. Okay. And there isn't a lot of hope. They're 5 games under 500. They're 5 games under 500. All right. So am I supposed to have faith in the number 5.5? I would love to have faith in the baseball team, but you guys have watched their team. What on earth would you have faith about watching this baseball team? Especially when you know damn well that their second best pitcher is going to be traded. And if he isn't traded, I almost had a meltdown. I'm not going to have a meltdown. But they're going to trade Jack Flaherty. They're going to trade him, right? And rightfully they should trade him. So what? Are you serious? And they're only 5.5 back. I mean, for as bad as they played, and it's like 5.5 may as well be 50.5. This team isn't going anywhere. But this is what we're talking about: people selling hope. It is. It's selling hope.
That's all the expanded playoff did.
That's all it did.
Give teams hope for a longer period of time. I mean, I can make the same argument about the college football playoff expansion, but we can talk about that at a later date.
I think that is a different scenario, because I could sit back and say, now, does this team have a legitimate shot at winning a championship? No. But let's say they're 11-2, right? They're 11. Like, here, you know what? I'm going to use the Spartans from 2021. Were the Spartans going to win a national championship? Abso-freaking-lutely not. No way, no how. It was a cute little, 11-2 season and stuff like that, right? I'm talking about a team that is 5 games under 500 and just not good. Do you know what I mean? I get what you're saying, but I put them in different categories.
Yeah. I'm just saying, but that's all that it did, was so the MLB could keep fan bases invested for a longer period of time. Yeah, that's it. That's all it does, because it doesn't make the product better.
And I'll tell you what, the crazy thing about it, and I've had way too many conversations with people. If you guys have listened to me for a while, I have a pretty good memory, right? The whole Rain Man and ha. I remember y'all sticking up for Brad Ausmus. I do. I remember when there was talk about expanding him, extending him. I remember a lot of you saying you got to do it. I do. I remember a vast majority of you getting very angry at me for having the audacity to say, there's nothing there with Al Avila. And Blake, you know that because we were doing radio shows at the time. Like, and a vast majority of people had the wool pulled over their eyes. Now, I think a lot of them were looking through tiger-colored glasses, and maybe they knew the truth. They just didn't want to know the truth. And I look at the same team right now. You want the Tigers to be legitimate. You want to feel like there is a real playoff kind of thing going on right now. That's what you want. You know damn well this team's nowhere near being a wild card team. And to your point, Blake, that 5.5 is such a crock of crap. It really is. Like, stop it. Are you kidding me? Jeez, oh, Pete.
It's also very, Sean, it's a very difficult time of the year for sports fans. You got to keep hope alive any way you can.
62 days, baby. 62. We can make it.
8 Saturdays.
We can make
We
it.
only have 8 more Saturdays without college football.
We can do it. We can do it. Dude, that is such the double whammy. The cider mill in my neighborhood opens. I go there first thing in the morning, and then I come home and watch some college football. Oh, what a glorious day. What a glorious day. Ray said Tigers will trade Skubal for who? Who did they get for Verlander the last time it traded a top-tier pitcher? I don't think they're going to trade Skubal. I don't. And I hope they don't, to be honest with you. They're going to trade Flaherty. There's no doubt about that. None. And if they don't, I might blow a gasket.
What's Flaherty? How long is Flaherty signed for?
1 year. He's a great rental. We got a guy pitching extremely well on what in essence is a rental contract. So trade him off for something. Everybody knows his contract's up at the end of the year, but let there be a bidding war between some teams that, Blake, quite frankly, are saying, you know what? We could use another. The Yankees. Are you kidding me that the Yankee roster, can you imagine adding an arm like that, as effective as he's been for the most part, to the Yankee roster? Are you kidding me?
Short porch, though.
Yeah. Brad Osma's doing good as an assistant coach in the Bronx. Well, it's because he's a genius.
He's a very handsome man.
He's a very handsome man. That's number one. And he's a Mensa member, right? Just ask him. I'm having flashbacks right now. Get me out of it. Help me out.
8 more Saturdays.
That's how I thank you that word. But that's how, that was my argument about Brad Osmus. I would always say, what does Brad Osmus do well? What does he do well? And, honest to God, I never got an answer. And when I would argue with Al Avila, and please tell me you remember this, I did it with him as well. I said, what has Al done that you like? Is it his trades? Is it what he got in return? Is it free agent signings? What has Al done that allowed people in this town in mass to put Al Avila on that pedestal that he was on for so years? I was lost at it. Well, he picked Torkelson. Wow, great. Then let's applaud Matt Millen for taking high picks after his team sucked too. I'm going to applaud a guy. Your team sucked. So you took the consensus number 1 guy. And they even fudged that up.
Good job self-censoring yourself there.
Damn right.
Proud of you.
See, lots of people want to talk about hockey. Maybe they're just joining us and you're seeing the hockey comments pop in. We did the first 20. You can go back and watch it. I'll do it again. I think Torque is running the blue streak at Cedar Point. Ted said reverse sweep. Like I said, you'd be an idiot, to say Florida tomorrow. You would be. You'd be an idiot.
What's Mike? What's Mike doing?
I am going to let Mike tell you tomorrow.
Okay.
Tune in.
Can you tell Mike to text me? Because I won't be able to watch.
Oh, yes, you will. Honey, I know it's our anniversary, but I got to catch the beginning of this show. All right?
Yeah, because he has to hedge.
Understand?
He has to hedge. Has to.
You're going to have to talk to him.
I'll text him. I would hedge. That's just me.
Baltimore is a starting pitcher away from being a legit contender. Losing Bradish was a crushing blow. There's another great place. Are you kidding me? Train them there. They've got their cute little. See, I'll accept cute little prospects for Flaherty. The guy's not going to be here. And quite frankly, I think you're seeing an exception to a greater overall rule. Not doing that for Skubal. Screw that. Why would I do that? Jeez, oh, Pete. Chris said, is it bad? I've never had faith in Torque or Green. Here's Chris, to your point, and some of us, this is where we can be branded haters. I think you have to earn trust, don't you? Just because everybody said you were all that, don't you have to earn trust? I think Riley Green's okay. I think Riley Green's a serviceable MLB guy. Is he going to be the star that so many people envisioned? I don't think so. But is Riley Green like a major leaguer? Absolutely. He's got an 850 OPS. He's got 15 home runs. He can do some things in the field. He's 23. But here's the problem. When you draft guys there, okay, they got to be more than that. You know what I mean? And that's what has hurt this franchise. Let's be honest. Chris is right. Torque had a good 60 days last year. Yep. Caught fire. Yep. No doubt about it. Ray said, why do players come to Detroit by trade or free agency? They seem to take a step back, but once they leave Detroit, they go back to Old South. Boy, it didn't used to be like that, right? Didn't used to be like that. It's infuriating to me. I still think about that era where they just get guys and Todd, by the way, can I share what Todd said? What about live watch party together? Just keep going. Okay, that sounds good to me. Whatever. Blake, you down with that?
Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's your house. So
why don't you and the wife come over? That'd be a great way to celebrate your first anniversary.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what she wants to do.
Honey, guess what we're doing? We're going to watch hockey with a bunch of guys that yell and scream at the television.
Bunch of old guys.
Yeah, here we go. Speaking of Coach Hunter in particular, not an old guy at all.
No.
Can I tell you about Wealth Advantage?
Yeah,
If you are ready to take charge of your financial future, look no further than the Wealth Advantage Group, located in historic downtown Northville and owned by those guys, the Hanson brothers, with over 20 years of industry experience. They understand that your financial goals are as unique as you are. That's why they offer personalized expert guidance to help you navigate the complexities of financial planning. Now, whether you're saving for retirement, getting ready to sell your company, already in retirement, they can help guide you through every step of your financial journey. They work with clients throughout all stages of life and have clients in over 20 different states. The investment world is a complex one. So if you're ready to start taking your finances more seriously, it's time to work with the experts. Reach out to my friends. I'm a client at the Wealth Advantage Group at 248-773-8574 or visit their website at www.thewealthadv.com. You see, Coach Hunter, you heard Coach Hunter's feelings. Like, one of the nicest human beings in the world,
okay.
And that's a window into your soul, young man.
First of all, I said old guys. I never singled out the coach. First of all, you did. Not
I said because I got his back. That's what friends do. They stick up for their friends.
First of all. Second of all, I have to give a huge shout out to Coach Hunter because he has messaged me throughout the week, making sure that my house wasn't overheating.
He's a
and
human.
Messaged me about the water situation in my backyard. He has reached out multiple times, and I genuinely very much appreciate it. So, Coach, you are all good in my book.
Ray said Blake didn't watch the episode the other day with the guy who had the Eisenman jersey and see what a man cave is when he's doing a show. Well, we're trying to work on that. We're going to get Blake. I'm going to get Blake a big Habs poster to put in the background. I'm going to get him a Coach Nightingale, Michigan State, 24-25.
Not happening. That one's not happening.
Wait, you wouldn't like a Spartan hockey, 24-25. You wouldn't put that up?
I could use something to wipe my ass with.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Coach
right
Nightingale's a very nice man. I will never root for him personally.
They're going to be good this year. I'm looking forward to it. So what else is going on? What else is tickling your fancy, young guy?
I'm just after tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to do for the next 8 Saturdays? What do I do with my life?
Drink and barbecue.
Drink.
Well, you have to come over to my house and figure out the whole sound system thing too. So that's one thing. I'm
sure you'll try and sit me down to watch a movie when I do that.
Oh, that's right. We do have to watch. We have to have movie day one day. if you're new to this show, I've never met a human being like Blake in regards to, like, if you said a popular movie, I would be willing to bet he never saw it. It's incredible. It really, and we did that on a show earlier this year. I'm not going to do it again, but like, honestly, name a popular movie and there's a really good chance Blake hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, the first time we did it, you did it like with Lomas and I were going, "You never saw that?"
Yeah, and Lomas was
Blake, are you serious?
mad at me.
You never saw that? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Ben
like
said,
Ben.
sit very, very patiently, Blake, and mow the lawn on occasion. Yeah, try to do that. Guys, like me go
I
out
did
there
watch.
and spray our lawn.
I watched a movie Friday, I think it was.
What was it?
I watched that new that Sydney Sweeney movie, the one it's on Netflix, the rom-com. Oh God, what's it called? It was actually pretty funny. I like rom-coms.
My daughter and I watched that new. Well, it's not new, but she was like, "You got to see like the Hunger Games origin story," because the kids were all into that. You remember the whole Hunger Games craze and all that crap?
Yeah,
So
never saw it.
I
Shocker.
Yeah, but you were aware of it, right? That's like when you were in school and everything. Because I mean, the kids, it was just huge with the kids, and so I had to drag them every time like the new one came out and everything. And like I told the kids, I said, when you're younger, I'd always play pretend and go, "Wow, this is pretty good." It was awful, but I watched the Origins one, like to see how like the bad guy, rest his soul, Donald Sutherland became a bad guy. Don't tell my daughter. It's pretty good.
It was called Anyone But You. That's what I watched the
don't
other
know,
night
I'm
with
not
my
familiar.
wife.
I'm not familiar. Because my rule with the kids, when I go see a movie they want to see, like, what'd you think, Dad? It might be the worst movie I've ever seen. That's like the bit I do with the kids. Like, I'm really upset that I just spent $30 that I'm never going to get back. Like, thanks for wasting that. So that's kind of the bit. So the kids get used to it. But I did like that new one. Kirk said, with hockey ending, we're going to need something to do so it can be Blake's inauguration to movies. Yes. And Blake's inauguration to fixing the sound on this damn thing. I still have no idea what happened, Blake. I don't know what happened.
It was probably one of those damn kids that was over at your house. They broke it.
It's, you know what it is? It's the dogs running around like maniacs. Like, I'm telling you, that's the... Ben said, when was the last time either of you went to the theater to see a movie? I went and saw that DiCaprio movie last fall with my son. The one with the Native Americans and De Niro and the Moon Desert Sun or something. I forget what the name of it was. It was a pretty good movie. It was like,
what year did A Star Is Born come out? Like the one with Gaga.
2016? I don't know.
That's the last time I went to the movies.
Yeah.
8
All right.
years.
Yeah. All right. Flower Moon. Yeah. I think that was it. Flower Moon. Yeah. So that was the last time. And I know this weekend before we fly out to LA, Lauren and I are going to see the new Quiet Place movie. Because Lauren's like way into the Quiet Place thing, which is funny because she's not a horror flick person at all. But, you know, we've gone and seen all the Quiet Places. So, Ben, to answer your question, yeah, October. I think it was probably October. And now we're going again this weekend before we fly out to LA. So, somebody said Children of the Flower Moon. Is that what it was called? I don't know.
I don't know. You're asking the wrong.
Yeah, I'm asking. Yeah, I'm asking.
You're talking to.
Let me tell you about our friends at Legacy. Did you know that thousands of Metro Detroiters just like you, including me, have called Legacy Partners and gotten help with their home and auto insurance? That's what they do. Our friends at Legacy are one of Southeast Michigan's top independent insurance agents. They provide a full-service, one-stop solution for all of your insurance needs, personal and business, large and small. Legacy has helped our listeners by fixing mistakes other agents have made, asking the right questions to get you the right coverage put in place to properly protect you. And yes, save you some money. That's what they did for my family. That's what they'll do for you. Listen, chances are, if you haven't checked your policies in the last year, you're probably paying too much and you could be underinsured. What are you waiting for? Call to get your quote. They're great guys. Blake, you met the boys at Legacy. Give them a call and give them a chance to help with your home, your cars, life insurance, Medicare enrollment, or your business insurance needs. Call them today. No, seriously, do it. 586-209-4106. That's 586-209-4106. Or visit legacypartnersins.com to get started with your new quotes. Let me try to catch up with some. I don't go as much as I used to go for sure, but we did see the new Bad Boys movie 2 weeks ago. Was it any good? Did you see the first one? Did you see any? I know I'm asking a dumb question, but
I've seen, I think I've seen it. I think
you're unbelievable.
I've seen enough clips that I know.
It is such an incredible bit. I can't. And the worst part is it's not fake. Like, you guys don't understand. Like Lomas and I were just going, how you never saw that? Like, I'm talking like giant movies that everybody sees. You're just not into them, right, Blake?
Yeah,
fine.
No, it's not bits.
I get that.
I'm big into bits, but this one's not like it's a bit, but it's not a bit because I really just haven't seen it.
Ray said, you don't like watching movies, Blake. What TV shows will you be watching to catch up on until college football? I recommended All American, based on a true story on a football player.
I think I saw the first 2 seasons of that, and then I stopped watching it. I don't remember why. It's good. It's on Netflix. I started rewatching Friday Night Lights. Like, that's what I'll watch.
That's a great choice. No, seriously, that's a great choice.
Such a good show.
Oh, that's a great choice. Yeah.
And then, to be completely honest, like, TV shows are the same thing for me as movies. Like, I just watch the same ones. So I'll watch Friday Night Lights. I think I've watched Entourage through 4 or 5 times. Love that show. It just something easy to watch. I can shut my brain off and not have to pay attention to it. And that's it.
I am going to try to stretch out. I know you probably have no clue what this is, but The Bear is unbelievable.
Oh, that's the cooking one, right? With the guy from oh God, what was that show that was on Showtime that he was on?
I don't know.
It was the super vulgar one. Someone will know in the chat. I can't remember.
The Bear is one of the best shows. I don't even know how to explain it. I can't explain it. I'm serious. It's about a restaurant and the crew in the restaurant, and it's
Shameless.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. He was on Shameless.
It's phenomenal. When I think of favorite shows ever, The Bear has to go up there. That's how much I like The Bear. So that comes back. So that'll help me cope a little bit until college football, because I'm with you. Right now, I have such a bad taste in my mouth about baseball. Mm-hmm. I do. I'm not going to lie. I just right now I do. And it's weird. I confessed this the other day. I don't think I said it to you. I can't believe I haven't been in Comerica Park yet this year. This is a guy that had season tickets for many years, right?
Yeah.
I haven't been yet. I mean, my first game is going to be going to see the Tigers in Anaheim, you know? So
yeah, you were talking about that with Shep the other day.
Oh, Shorzy's another one. That's it. Yeah. There's new Shorzy coming out. So I got to catch up on it. Have you watched Shorzy?
No, I've seen clips, but no.
Will you guys be breaking down the Wings and Pistons draft picks later this week? The hockey one for sure, because Ray, you know my background. I'm calling junior games and some hockey games and things like that. I've seen a lot of these guys. So, and we'll have
odds are 90% that whoever the Pistons draft will be a foreign player that no one's seen, because that's what the NBA draft has become. Because there's no guys coming out of college.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. And, and we'll hear people talk about generational players. And I told you, it's one of another just bad bits. Not every draft has a generational player. I don't know how else to tell you that. It just doesn't work that way. There could be guys that become really good players, but that term is just thrown around so loosely, and it drives me good.
Do you
How
think
good is
that
the
they
D-man from MSU? Who's going to go number 2? Artie will go to Chicago. Mark my words. Remember I said that. Okay. What is today? June 23rd. So when he is picked second overall to Chicago, go, that idiot Baligian nailed it. He'll go number
somebody clip it
yeah,
and ship it?
no, go right ahead. He'll go number 2. I'm telling you right now, he's going to go number 2.
Why do they do the draft so close to the Stanley Cup final? Like, wouldn't you think it would make more sense and would probably
Maybe to give teams, the 9 days off that they'll be getting. I don't know.
but like
I never thought about it,
why like do it at like the beginning of August? Like or is that too close to the start of the
I
regular
think it's
season?
too close to the start of the season because they want to get the young players in and take a look at them in the summertime and things like that. But you have to remember the off season's so short now.
Mhm.
I mean, it is. It's so, and I think it keeps momentum building. Although July 1 isn't what it used to be. July 1 used to be the holy day in the National Hockey League, and it's not that anymore. But it's still exciting to think, are we going to go get some guy? You're not going to get the big names anymore. More often than not, they're going to be locked up. But I still think there's a level of excitement there. So, yeah, Scott said summer league for the NBA. Good point.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
point.
I mean, I just think about it like, and obviously the NFL is king. The way they space everything out, and their off season's obviously
Well,
longer and
They've
everything.
been planning that forever. Like,
But the way everything's spaced out, it keeps people's interest throughout.
yeah. Ray, July 1st is an NHL holiday free agency. Not anymore, though. I think it is a name only. I mean, the logistics and the money of the league has changed. I mean, when's the last really huge fish? You know what I mean? Whereas, you think back 15 years ago, there were guys jumping here, jumping there. Now it's like, all right, let's argue and hassle and basically try to throw as much money as we can at this rank and file player or that rank and file player. I mean, really, that's what it is now. The
Yeah.
big names are getting locked up now. They are. They're getting locked up.
I have a
So,
question. This
yeah.
is completely unrelated, random. It just popped in my head. Are you gonna watch Hard Knocks?
No.
Oh yeah, you're not a Hard Knocks guy, are you?
Sorry, it's a you know what it is? I don't know. It's like watching it's like watching a rerun. Sometimes there are good episodes that you want to see, but it's the same thing to me every year. And I don't care what anybody says. The guys know when the camera's rolling and when it's not rolling. And so when you start to insert that is what I'm seeing real aspect, you lose me. When I have to ask myself, is this legitimate? I'm just not. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I
Did you watch the Lions one though?
Yeah, that
Oh.
was the first time I had watched. Gosh, I forget. Maybe one of the Cowboys ones, which was just a circus. Because the Cowboys have been on like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, I hadn't watched it in years, but yeah, with the Lions, I had to watch. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And people played a part. They did, whether they want to admit it or not. They played a part. And it was kind of reminded me of all the reasons why I don't like to watch it.
And the crazy thing is that was probably the best season that they had in a few years.
Yeah. I mean, to each your own, right? I mean, I say it all the time. Man, I'm a hockey fan. People bag me all the time. If you're one of those Hard Knock fans, don't take offense at it. Keep liking it. It's just not, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. If it's on, okay, maybe I'll turn it on, but I don't.
I feel like the NHL would do so well with like something like that, like Drive to Survive, like that behind the scenes, like follow them through the season.
The Boys on the Bus. Look up The Boys on the Bus.
Yeah,
The Oilers did that 86, 87, I think. It was pretty stinking cool. Like years ago, like the loaded wagon Gretzky teams. And they did it was called Boys on the Bus. It was awesome. It was really, really cool. All right, before we get out of here, can we talk about our friend Lindsay Broadwell? She is, of course, after all, our official realtor. And when it's time to sell, buying, sell, both, you need to contact the right agent. There she is, Lindsay Broadwell. Your house is probably the biggest investment you'll ever make, and that's why you need a pro. Lindsay grew up on the mean streets of Northville. She's expanded her team all over Southeast Michigan. She is an expert in all facets of the business. Now, when it's time to move, our friend Lindsay and her team will make sure you get the most out of your house and everything goes smoothly when finding your new home. Buyer, seller, first-time buyer, doesn't matter. She's got your back. So make sure you contact Lindsay at BroadwellHomes.com. She'll help you with everything from start to close. Licensed realtor at Real Broker LLC. Start your search today at BroadwellHomes.com. Nick goes just in time. There you go, Nick. I got your back. Hey, join us tomorrow, 7:15. We're going to be on with an extended pregame show. All right, so I know Mike will be here. Coach Hunter will be here. There might be another guy here. There might be another guy here. I don't want to jinx it, but there might be another guy here too, from like the first family of hockey in the state, to be honest with you. But
what a party.
Yeah, he I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure if he wants to go on though. That was what he said to me yesterday. So I'll respect that, but we'll be on regardless, 7:15. And Todd already said, yeah, we'll be on during, I don't know, like, you want to do it after the second period, I guess. Happy anniversary to you and your lovely wife, Blake. Looking forward to it.
When are we back on?
I don't know. When do you want to do
week?
something? Do you want to do
I want to do a college football show this week.
Okay.
Like,
sure.
Now that hockey's over.
Really?
I really want
do I have to talk about college football?
Yeah.
Hockey and college football. Listen, if I could do hockey and college football shows every day, and then that way you could come over here, I could feed you, and you could figure out this sound system.
Yeah, we can do college. I really want to do, like, I got so many things in my brain about what I want to talk about with college football, but we should really do like a top 10 games like of the season that we're looking forward to.
I love that. Okay.
We can do it like snake draft.
Do you want me to start on that? Okay. All right, listen, I have to go tinkle. I'm going to pack a dip, and then Blake and I have to have an executive meeting, okay? You guys, seriously, thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you tomorrow at 7:15, okay? Bye.
Bye.
Off the Air with Sean Baligian, featuring Sean Baligian and Blake Majchrzak. Produced by Todd Losey and Blake Majchrzak. Executive produced by Sean Baligian and Todd Losey. Theme song, incidental music, and related sound effects are from Play It Loud by Jam Studio. Engineering, mixing, and graphic design support provided by the Unsyndicated podcast team. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Off the Air with Sean Baligian on all your favorite channels. While you're there, be sure to rate and review the podcast. Got something to say to Sean? Call the Unsyndicated hotline at 248-237-3257.